Welcome to Camp Half-Blood. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my first impressions reaction to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. This is our final first impression of 2025 and something I just really randomly decided to do. I had been planning on doing a first impression to this series at some point. I just hadn't been getting around to it for one reason or another. But today I kind of decided, like, really randomly and sporadically, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. This is like our last day of like series reactions and stuff for the year. I'm just gonna get this taken care of, put it up alongside Dr. Stone, and close the year out with one final first impression. For those of you who are new and maybe checking out the channel for this, hi, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay here. But you may be wondering what a first impression reaction is. So it's pretty much as it sounds. I am giving a show a first impression. I check out the first episode or so of a series and determine if it's something that I want to continue to react to at some point in the future, if it's something I would rather watch on my own time, or if it's something I'm just not personally interested in. I usually do this for shows that I'm not super confident if I'm going to be wanting to do a full reaction series to or not. It's usually just my way of kind of giving everything that I can a chance, even if it's not something that I'm sure I'll like. At least I'm giving it an opportunity to impress me or prove me wrong. In this case, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is a series remake of a previous set of two, I think it only made two movies, which in and of itself is an adaptation of a series of books. And I think the author's name is Rick Riordan, I think. But either way, I never read the books at any point, like not even a little bit. But I did see the first two movies, Percy Jackson and Olympians and Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief. I did see those, I think, back when they first came out, and I haven't seen them since. From what I remember of this, Percy himself is the half-blood son of Poseidon. Takes place within the idea of like modern-day Greek mythology. And yeah, the main characters, the main leads, all go to Camp Half-Blood because they're half-blooded sons of, or well, half-blooded children of Greek mythological characters. Mostly the gods, I think, but I think there might be some who are like otherwise. But yeah, and they come face to face with monsters and gods and various things like that throughout the course of the series. Now, the only other thing I know about this series, like comparatively to the movies or whatnot, is that professional wrestler Adam Copeland plays Ares. I do know that because, like, as a wrestling fan, I just found out about that when this series was coming out. So that's exciting. I don't know if he'll appear in the first episode. Probably not. But that's a pretty fun choice. And if you don't know who Adam Copeland is, you might know him by his other previous name in wrestling, Edge, the rated R superstar. So, yeah, Adam Copeland is also his real name, by the way. He's also gone by just Cope in more recent times. So, yeah. But that's pretty much all I know about this. Like, I don't know, like, how, like, accurate or different to the original movies it's going to be. I don't know, like, the comparison to the books in any way. I don't know how accurate or inaccurate the original movies were to the books. All I know is that the original movies were not, like, super well received by fans of the books, and just even by the general public, so they kind of stopped being made. And this series, I think, is better received. I think from what I've heard, it's better received. I don't know how much better received, but yeah. I think I've heard people say that it is better than the movies. Um, I don't remember a huge amount from the movies. I remember like a couple things here and there. Um, I think the climax of the first movie took place like on a rooftop, I want to say. And I know there was a minotaur. And I think that was also in the first movie. I don't remember a lot. It's been a long time. But I have always been a huge fan of Greek mythology. I think it's just fascinating to me. And I'm very excited to see this because of that. And hopefully I end up really liking it. So I guess we're just going to give this a shot and see what we think. And like I said, I will determine after I watch it, and I will mention in the afterthoughts whether I think I want to continue to react to this in the future on the channel, or if it's something I would rather watch on my own time, or if I'm just not interested, if it just doesn't really impress me that much. It could be either of those three options. I don't know what we're getting into, so let's just check it out and see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I briefly looked up things about the original 2010 movie, which, by the way, the original movie was The Lightning Thief. I thought The Lightning Thief was the second one, but the second one was Sea of Monsters. Movie 1 is The Lightning Thief. Movie 2 was Sea of Monsters. But they were both just Percy Jackson and Olympians. It's just they both had a subtitle. I think that's what confused me. But either way, I looked up the entire thing with the mother because I wanted to see if it was different. I couldn't find like anything, and I didn't want to look forever on the exact death scene. But I don't know exactly how different it is and whatnot. But the point is, it seems like most of this did play out pretty much the same. There might be a few details that are different, and I don't know like how accurate either was within the course of this amount of context and all to the original books. But yeah, I genuinely really enjoyed this first episode. It was very interesting. It introduced us to our characters well. It expressed things properly with like getting the information going, but also making it pretty clear what was happening even early on. So even before you really start to see everything, um, before it starts to like fully reveal everything. And there's a lot that I did remember. Like I would say most of this episode's content, particularly, I remembered pretty well. I remembered the entire thing with Mrs. Dodds. I remembered Mr. Brunner being part of this entire world. I remembered Grover being a satyr, though I remembered the specific satyr part, um, like right when he appeared at the door and everything. I knew he was part of it because I knew he was part of Camp Half Blood, but the satyr specific aspect I remembered when he arrived. Before it was revealed, but still. Um, I do remember Annabeth. She's shown at the very end of this episode, has a brief speaking line. I know she's like one of the main trio. Um, so I do remember that. I did remember the mother's death, but like I said in the reaction, I think it was done a little differently in the movie, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's like just the basic premises of this, of pretty much everything in this episode I remembered. And I thought it was all done well here. I thought the actors did good. Percy, I think one big notable detail I know is that Percy was older in the movies. He was played by Logan Lerman, who was older at the time. And I think I read it. It was he was 16 in the movies. So the fact that he's 12 here, again, it probably goes more according to the books. And I guess the age of 12 is more like kind of supposed to align with puberty. Like, because I was even saying like a lot of this in the movie, like, or in the series, in the episode, a lot of it seemed to align with the possibility of like puberty or whatnot as like a metaphor. And so I think it like in that way almost kind of makes more sense for him to be younger like this, to be 12 instead of 16. It just it fits a little better, I would say. The designs of the Minotaur and of Mrs. Dodd's like harpy form look pretty great. Like I have absolutely no issues with the design work here at all. I think that they were well done, and I can't wait to see what else they do in regards to that. We didn't get a good look at Mr. Brunner at the end. It was like kind of like shadowed and in the background, but I definitely want to see more of that as well, just in terms of the effects and all. Um, Generally speaking, the story was easy to follow. I thought it was well paced. And even though I knew, again, most of this going in, um, it still kept my attention. It still allowed me to, like, get invested and get interested and still, like, enjoy it despite having that for knowledge. But here's the thing, this became abundantly clear as I was watching it. I don't want to react to this. I don't know if it was like clear to you guys in the reaction, but how do I describe this? I felt like I wasn't reacting well. I felt like my reaction was kind of boring, and I felt like I just, to put it simply, I feel this series would be something much more enjoyable for me and something I would just, be better suited for watching on my own time. For watching, especially when I'm like relaxed and less focused on trying to, like, react. um Kind of in the same way that I view something like Squid Game. Like the entire reason I didn't react to Squid Game. Because even though Squid Game is like, chock full of memorable moments and exciting bits and horrifying bits, it was something that I just felt from the start would have been better watched on my own time. And I feel like I was right with that. And so I'm glad that I did choose to watch it in my free time. And I feel like I enjoyed it more than if I would have reacted to it. This feels the same way. It just gives me that vibe right off the bat that it's like, yeah, there's moments that will absolutely be like fun for a reaction. But for me personally, I think that this is the kind of thing that I would just like to like sit back or lay back and just vibe to. It's, and I want to make clear, it's not out of any like dislike or any less level of enjoyment than anything else I react to, because I really enjoyed this, like a lot. It's just there are certain shows that I think are better for like a solo, just relaxed viewing experience rather than sharing it with all of you. It's just the case. Some shows work better for reactions, some shows work better for own time. And I think this is the latter. I get that vibe watching it. I just don't think I'm going to have enough to say outside of like, oh, look at that reference. Look at that reference. I know what that is. It's like that feels like all I'd be saying, and I just feel like I wouldn't have enough to give to a reaction series for this. Maybe other reactors would be better suited for it, but again, it's just I just get the vibe that this would be better on my own time. Just again, something to relax to and enjoy. Um, so while I did very heavily enjoy it, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna watch this on my own time whenever I can get to doing so, because I have trouble with that. I really do. But I'm gonna try to focus on doing so. Um, and we're gonna skip doing this one on the channel. But that's what these first impressions are all about. That's the entire point of doing this, to determine if it is something I would want to react to. And in this case, not so much. Not so much. Um, but I still enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed this first impression reaction for what it was. And I would love to hear your thoughts. No spoilers, please, but tell me what your thoughts are on this episode and what your thoughts are on this series. Have you read the books? How do you think it compares to the books, to the movies? Let me know your thoughts in general. But again, no spoilers because I don't remember everything and I don't remember enough from the movies. So I would rather just not be spoiled. But all of that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.